X, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Well, all right, everyone. All right. Welcome to Lady Diva Live Radio. I have with me a return guest, Joyce Spencer. Joyce, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Very
Oh,
loud and
great.
clear. Yeah, loud and clear. All right.
Good.
Welcome back to my platform. Now that sounds smooth sailing. That is the jam. When did that come out to release? I must have missed that one.
What I think that was the last one from my Hidden Treasures CD, and that was last year.
Okay.
Yes.
And your album, Hidden Treasures, is
Hmm.
getting attention now. And you're getting attention now on a lot of platforms. You are being recognized. You're being recognized. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You deserve it so much. You deserve it so much, girlfriend. You really do.
Thank you.
So I see that you have been doing a lot of performances. You showing up a lot. You got some
Mhm.
upcoming events you want to mention right now?
Well, I will be in the TEG Jazz Festival in Tulsa. I think that's next weekend. Yes.
Right, right.
And with Cynthia Simmons Taylor, I'll be performing with her.
Okay.
And then after that, the following weekend, I will be in Hollywood.
Oh,
uh, yes, well, I'm going there to celebrate being inducted into the Enthroned Records Hall of Fame.
oh, way.
Yes,
Oh
and
my gosh.
right. So I'm going there to celebrate that. Uh, I think in the last few weeks I've been so busy. Like one week I had 4 different events, and I really need to just settle down because I'm working on my next project, and I'm also working on producing my next Sade tribute show, and I'm just trying to get back in a balance here.
Yeah.
So I had to turn down a couple of things because one thing my husband, what I really appreciate about him, he helps me stay balanced. And because years ago he said you are doing a lot of other things for other people, but where is your project? Where is your band? What's going on? So I have learned to I guess the word is just to stay balanced and realize you just can't do everything. Now, do I want to? Yes, but the frustration comes when you're an independent artist and you do everything yourself. You do your own marketing, advertising, branding. You chart your own music,
Yeah, I
and
know. Yeah.
so people don't understand that. That's why I told my band about 5 6 years ago. I said every musician needs to lead a band and be a member of a band, so you can understand the challenges of both. And when I say lead a band, I mean you have a band do advertising, branding, seek gigs, negotiate, come up with playlists, do everything to make that happen. And also, if you are a member of two or three bands, because you need to keep the income coming or whatever, you understand you have to learn the playlist of three other bands.
Exactly. I don't see how you
Sing.
do it, but thank goodness you have a partner that is understanding, and he watches you, and he's very much involved with your projects. And not only that, he's right. And your mind and your body is telling you that you need
Hmm.
to balance some things. If you don't, things will get crazy and you will lose your mind.
Yes, you will. Your body will let you know
Yeah.
that you're breaking down. Let's back away. So you have to sometimes just turn things down so you can focus on your projects, what you're doing. And
Yeah.
I think getting that email from Enthroned Records, Andre Pittman, helped me realize that, okay, you've done a lot of work, Joyce. You've been at it, well, when I came back to music 15 years ago, and you've been working real hard. So just remember to keep that balance and keep your brand up, keep everything up. And Brenda, we always try to surround ourselves with people that um, will will help us stay encouraged.
Yes.
Everybody's not supposed to be in your circle,
Right.
and you have to keep looking and realizing that um, when people call you for help and you show them how to do it instead of doing it yourself, you show them how to. And every now and then somebody will get angry with me, and I don't understand it, because that's all I ever expected. If I call you, how did you do that video? Well, I use these tools. Well, thank you, and then I'll go figure it out. But some people not only want the information, they want you to do it for them.
Exactly. And those are the vampires. And I have learned a lot of lessons in the last 9 years. And I end up basically had to do everything myself. And
Hmm.
uh, I had to pick and choose what friends I could get help from that I know that will actually help me, and not try to backstab me. And
Hmm.
notice as the years are moving, it seems like our universe is switching, or things are changing. People are getting more irritated, and things are changing. And I had realized I had to drop a lot of people. I had
Hmm.
actually had to block people, just drop people where they are. So meanwhile, let's talk about this song Saxo Funk.
Okay.
When did that track come out?
It was released, I believe, 2 years ago, 2 to 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and what I did this time, instead of releasing an album or an EP at one time, I did it one at a time. Then I released the EP or CD. In this case, it's an EP because there were 5 tracks, and um, and it kept things moving, and you didn't. It's like when you release it all at one time. It's all out at one time, but having one at a time builds up, and then you
Yes,
release it as an album, and then financially and mentally it's easier too.
yes,
I always remind folks that I did build a studio in my home to do a lot of stuff to help curb that expense, but it costs several $1,000s to release one track that we can sell for how much? 99 cents or $1.29.
wow,
And there's no other product out there that works that way. If you're going to spend that much money, I mean, even just getting one song mastered is about $200. That's not mixing, that's just mastering.
right,
And so that's another reason why. artists like me work hard to build their circles so we can either barter some of it by discount and help each other get to that next level. But honestly, this getting our professional music out there. It's very time consuming and it's very costly.
Yes.
So any way that we can figure out to make it easier on us, time wise and financially as well, we're going to do that. It's just a never ending saga, really, in that department, because Brenda, technology changes. You're in the music industry on in a different area, but you're not using the same platform that you used a few years ago.
No, no, because the last
Hmm.
platform that closed their doors January
Right.
31st, and I started uh, moving with Radio MGA, and now Radio MGA has slowed down and kind of cutting things down because there are other things going on. Um,
Hmm.
but I understand where you're coming from because I get calls from musicians. They tell me these stories, just like
Right.
you telling your story. And I very much understand what you're going through. I don't like to spend that kind of money. I can't sing. I can't sing worth a lick. I cannot play
Hmm.
saxophone, but I understand exactly where you're coming from. And to
Hmm.
tell you the truth, it's like history repeating itself. Other music artists that's been in the music industry more than 20 years, they've been through that stuff years ago.
Hmm.
And some of them are trying to get their title back. And that is costly.
It is.
They had ruined their title, their name, and they're trying to take back their name and their music, and that costs a lot of money. So
Right.
I've heard a lot of scary nightmare stories from a lot of music artists. You're doing a very good job. I'm surprised nobody hasn't called and asked you for advice.
Well, I've had some calls. I have. But like
Okay,
I said, I mean, and people that know me, I love to help people, give you information, but I can't do it for you.
right, right.
And there's no magic formula. Like I told one guy, well, let's have lunch so we can. I love what you're doing. I said, well, it takes more than a lunch break, but I can tell you one thing that is required, and it's time.
Hmm.
You need time to learn everything you need to make your business grow. If
Yeah.
I decided, for instance, when I realized how much digital marketing was imparted, and what's it called, graphic arts,
Yeah.
uh, and flyers, and then I found out how much it cost. What did I
Yeah.
do? I went and purchased the software
Right. There you go.
and and took my time
Right.
and learned and learned and learned.
Right.
And same with the music. When I realized if I send an idea to somebody and this person has to develop it and
Right.
record it, get musicians, or even go into the studio, I'm spending several $1,000s.
That's right.
So and really get upset when you spend thousands of dollars going into a studio. You hired musicians, and the engineer is 2 hours late.
Hmm.
And so I had to make a decision: do I leave and pay the musicians and just eat that, or do I wait and try to make it work? Well, I should have left because it was not good.
Oh,
So what I did was I went. I said, okay. I went to the music store. I said, I need music recording software. And then my friend David McLaurin stepped in when I told him,
oh, wait, David
yeah,
McLaurin.
when I told him in many colors what happened, he said, well, send it to me, Joyce. And the guy wouldn't even send it to me in WAV format. He sent it in MP3. It was just a nightmare. I said,
Oh
I need
my
it in
God.
WAV. I need my stems in WAV. Oh, it's just, I'm making a long story short. And so I purchased the software and I started learning how to record from my home.
Right. Right.
And David helped me get through that. But
Right.
now, did this happen overnight? No, because on Hidden Treasures CD, I think I produced every song except Smooth Sailing. That was David McLaurin.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
he produced.
really?
Yeah, because so much information goes through. Yeah, it was just Smooth Sailing.
Okay.
Every other song, when I did Cold Up Time,
Yeah.
produced the entire track myself.
Okay. Okay. I
Okay,
can tell. I can
yeah,
tell.
the latter three I did. Saxophone I didn't do. Terry Ted produced that. But
Okay.
I wrote all the melodies on the saxophone that you hear in the background
Yeah.
and everything. So Cherish was produced by Jeff Connolly. And but things just got to a point, and I said, you know what? Let me just do Cold Up Time myself. And I sat there and one thing at a time. And that's an Eddie Harris cover, by the way.
Right.
Hold Up Time. And I reached out to his daughter and I sent it to her before I even released it, and she loved it. And Mrs. Harris loved it, and I said, "Well, I don't care if anybody else loves it now; they do." So I released that, and that gave me a lot of confidence to do the next song on flute. And isn't it amazing? I forgot the name of my own song. And the flute, the only one I did on flute. And I said, okay. So right now, I decided, since I'm not signed with the label, there's some advantages of being signed with the label or an independent label, but I'm not. And right now, I am working on an album that's going to be different. I've been inspired to do things more cinematic now. And I did my first one. It's not released yet, and I can't share it because I haven't done the copyright yet.
Well,
I know. Hmm.
can you give me a secret? What would be the title of the album?
I
Okay. All right.
oh yes, I do know. I was trying to remember. Cinemuse.
What is that?
It's a cup. It's cinematic, but cinemuse. And you know what muse means? Something like I can what
Okay. Okay. I got it.
Cinemuse. And the name of that track that I finished, I have to re-record a couple of things, but on that one before I send it to mixing and mastering. But that's the name of it is Sweet and Sour, and there's a lot of drama in it. There's timpani, tuba, brass, a little woodwind here, flute, and but I wanted to write something like that where you felt like you were running, and
Oh,
then the sun
wow.
came up.
Oh,
So I worked on it and worked on it, and I put it on the table because I had a couple of opportunities, and one of them I had to work really hard on, and I decided to back out of it because I need to get back to my projects. Because
right.
one of my dreams is to have my music in movies,
Oh,
and the
okay.
reason, yeah, and I got three Christmas because I produced my Christmas CD myself, or EP, and three of them made it on a movie, and I was so excited about that. So that inspired me. So if anybody thinks, you know, independent artists, we are always working on something. Even if you haven't released a song in 6 months, well, maybe we're working on something else for a while, or maybe we are working on it. We have to put it on the shelf to get this done and to get this done. And when you are wearing all the hats, sometimes that happens. And in a way, if you don't have a label saying you have to finish this, I can make a decision to say okay. And then the second song is going to be I already wrote it. It's a country song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and that was before boots on the ground.
Well, hold
And
on. Hold on.
well,
Let me say
mhm,
something here.
okay.
The introduction for any persons that's listening and curious about who you are. Now, Joyce Spencer has been in the music industry for quite some years. Now, she is a very distinguished saxophonist, flutist, and a vocalist. Originating from Dallas, Texas. Are you calling from Dallas, Texas, Joyce?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Now, I'm calling in from Evansville, Indiana. Now, Joy's music journey reflects a rich tapestry of influences and genres. Now, she does jazz, classical, R&B, funk, fusion, blues, pop, and gospel Christian music. And also the question from Mr. R, he wanted to ask you, which do you enjoy most, performing or composing? And he
I,
says, congratulations on your Hall of Fame induction.
I appreciate that, Mr. R. And I think I did mention in the chat, I enjoy performing more than composing. Even though I enjoy them both, I think that I'm in the music industry for performing. The stage is comfortable for me. And I and that's what I endeavor to do is more performing before I get too old to do this, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
And I know it's tough out there to brand yourself, and you don't have uh, um, the backup. But I figured this, I'm going to keep um, working and putting it out there and trust God will line me up with people I need to be with. And I think that's the challenge that I have learned in the last 15 years I've been back in music is never force yourself or push yourself on someone. Because if you, it's just, let me put it this way. I didn't push or force my husband to marry me. Because if I did, then I'd have to be pushing and forcing for the rest of my life to keep him.
And everything else in your life.
Exactly. So, like, a saying that I have, I didn't chase you to get you, and I'm not going to chase you to keep you. Because you don't want to become a puppet to anybody, whether in a marriage or in business or in friendship or anything that you do. So there's that balance that I was talking about. Do you fight for your loved ones? Yes. But there's a balance there. You don't want to become a puppet to anybody because you're no longer you, yourself. You're no longer an individual. You have allowed someone to create a box for you. And even though it may be too small, you force yourself in there and you're cramped and everything and you're miserable. Well, people will try to create a box for you. They will tell you what they think you should do. They will tell you you can't do that. You should do this or you should be that or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
And but that box is something in their image, and
yeah,
who are they or who am I for that matter
yeah,
to tell Brenda, this is what you should be doing. You shouldn't be
yeah.
on podcast. You should do this and that. No, 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 no. Because
I
what I have for you may be limited. You may be way beyond what I could even imagine. You're the one you live in that temple, not me. You know who you are a whole lot better than me and anybody else out there.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna play Cold Duck, which I really love, and Saxophone.
Mhm.
You stay in that
Yes.
hot seat, Joyce. We'll be right back here. Here is
Okay.
Cold Duck, everyone.
saxophone. Saxophone, saxophone.
Well, all right. All right. That was Saxo Funk. Saxo Funk, everyone.
Yes.
Saxo Funk. I really love that one. And I want to ask you, in your new music projects, will you be doing any vocals as you did in Saxo Funk?
Yes. The country song, the new country song, actually, I wrote a country song 15 years ago um, called You Touched My Life. And I shared it the other day, and people didn't even remember it. but but the one I just wrote is it's going to be a vocal song.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
hmm
You
So
got
I just enjoy just doing different things when my musical background trained classically, but was raised. My siblings were a decade, give or take, older than I. I came much later, and I was. They just always played Motown. So I
okay.
had Motown, and I had in South Louisiana, I had Zydeco and blues, and then right around the corner was New Orleans jazz and
Oh, wow.
second line, and you had country around you, what we call classic rock. So I have a blend of all that, and the band director in high school introduced me to West Side Story. I had never heard anything like that in the small country town that I was in. I was I loved it, and when my brother came home from the army, I think I was in middle school, and he said, "Listen to these albums," and it was Weather Report and the Crusaders. Well, back then it was the Jazz Crusaders, and,
Right.
and every time I would hear something new, I would soak it up and soak it up. And now when I write, I have to decide, okay, what do I write? Oh, what do I do today? And since I've played in symphonic bands and wind ensembles and orchestras, I and majored in instrumental music education. I have all these instruments that I'm familiar with that I want to hear now. Because when I wanted to hear a timpani, I kept looking for a plug-in with a timpani. I said, "Oh, I need a timpani right here. I really need to hear that." I think all that comes into play when you're writing, and it helps you not only enjoy different kinds of music when you've been exposed forever and played them, but I think it helps you write music as well.
Now, when you're performing, what goes through your mind when you in front of a live crowd?
Ministering to the people, giving to them. It's like if I had a restaurant and they came in my restaurant, they want some food, and I need to serve them food. I serve musical food, if you will,
Right.
and that's what I'm into, giving them an experience that can give them an escape or something they can take home and give them a better life, if you know what I mean. In anything. Um, and so that's what I'm thinking on the stage. It's not just about the music; it's about the experience and reaching out to people. And that's why I don't have a problem leaving the stage. I will leave the stage and meet people. I dance with them in the yard
Oh, yeah.
I, I did a solo show opening a Juneteenth festival in Irving years ago. And, usually at festivals, you don't have solo track artists. And I opened, and they were doing this line dancing.
Oh, wow.
Yes, And this guy came on the show, GHP radio show that I used to co-host on, and he said, "I remember you," and he said, "Yes, you and a lady that had people line dancing at a Juneteenth festival in Irving." I said, "Yeah, that was me." So, because many people, kind of laughed when I'm not doing no tracks. I don't do that. But what, but for as long as I can remember myself, people have been singing and playing over tracks, and a lot of these TV shows.
Right.
Ask Soul Train. That's all I'm going to say. People have been doing that,
Yeah.
and it's not a new thing, and it's not something to be embarrassed about. But when you do tracks, the whole entertainment is dependent on just you. You are it. You don't have dancers. You don't have a bass player thumping in the background that pulls people in. It is all about you, and
Right.
you have to deliver to people. And I'm okay with that.
Well,
I really am.
well,
And
that's good. That's
mhm,
really good, Joyce. That's really good.
mhm,
You are very inspiring. You're a compassionate person, and you have heart, and you have a very lovely husband. Long as I've known you, it's been
mhm.
what? How many years since you've been on my show now?
Was it before COVID?
Yeah,
I think it was. So,
2018. 2018.
yeah, I was thinking 6 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So I've been watching you. I've been watching you. And I was thinking she is gonna get somewhere. And look at you now. Look at you now.
Um, there's
Uh
still, like my mom used to say, still a ways to go.
yeah. But you know what? It's hard work. It's very
Hmm.
hard work. And you have to put your foot in there. And you
Hmm.
gotta make people taste that foot you put in there too.
Ooh, I like
Yeah.
that.
So I would like to ask you to give your website information. And
Sure.
what social media platform are you mostly active on?
Well, my website is joycespencermusic.com. And on my website, there's everything that you need to know about me. My EPK, electronic press kit, is on there. There's a link. If you just want to look at my press kit, EPK, you can do that. All social media networks that I am involved in is also on my website. If you want to check out my Sade tribute show, there is a page for that. If you want to check out my band Expressions, there's a page for that as well. And I'll try to throw other things in of other bands that involved in on a regular basis. And so you can see that. And what I try to do, and even my merchandise, my music, if you want to download music, it's there. I appreciate that support. And what I did on my website is that um, I gave you the consumer the choice and how much to pay for the tracks. So if you're feeling good that day and you want to pay $5 for a track, you can do that. But it's just something that I'm doing. I'm trying. When you're independent, you try almost anything.
And
But
you
I
know what?
think.
Yeah, and people
Mhm,
should understand that. And I'm quite
mhm,
sure if you got real friends or real music lovers that love your music, I'm quite sure they will support you in that manner. Now,
mhm.
at this time, we're running short.
Okay.
Few minutes. Any shout outs you would like to give live on air? Any names of persons that you love so dearly that has been supporting you in your music? Go right ahead, Joyce.
Well, my number one is my manager, my husband, my best friend, and that's Ladarian Spencer. And when I'm sometimes when I'm live in the audience, I call him my baby daddy too. So
Oh,
he's always
ain't
my
nothing wrong with that.
I said he's there for me, and he's even learned how to do sound. He's my photographer. Everything we're figuring things out together. I know I said I'm independent, but having his help is been amazing. And I have cousins out there. I don't want to say names because I may forget one who will always buy my merchandise, who will always support. I'm grateful that I have cousins who have already purchased tickets to help me celebrate in Hollywood in a couple of weeks. And I tell them about it, come because you know how this business is.
Yeah.
You may have one person in the audience, you may have 1,000. It's like that. You may have a lot of support, you may not. I told someone in an interview years ago that probably about 95% of what I do gets rejected. And she said, "Well, how do you handle that?" I said, "Well, you accept it as an occupational hazard, just like a person who works in construction and building a bridge over, water. There's something, but you still do it. But we just accept it and we just keep moving. You get rejected. When you're doing something you are called to do and you're passionate about, the hard work will not scare you away. Now,
Well,
things are,
you
you know
you
what I mean?
deserve what's coming to you, and
Thank you.
congratulations on your induction to the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And
Hmm.
I cheers to that person. Yeah, girl.
And it's
You
and it's
have
nice.
that coming. You had that coming.
And
So
it's nice to be recognized and appreciated. And it was almost unbelievable. I said I had to call him and talk to him about it. And one of the things that he said was, "Joyce, we've been watching you for a few years." And I was like, wow. And before my friend Mac and co-host, before he passed away, he told me, "Joyce, just keep doing it. You know they're watching you. These people are watching you." I said, "Okay, Mac, okay." He said, "You may not know, but they're watching you and paying attention." And but that's why I advertise and market. So
yeah,
that's a good thing for me. It's not
yeah,
stalking. It's putting information out there because you're promoting yourself. That's how you
yeah,
promote yourself. You let people know who you are, what you can do, and what you want. And that's what I hope my website will do for people. I go back and check and always trying to tweak.
yeah,
So if you
yeah,
go to my website, will it tell you who I am, what I can do, what I'm capable of, and will it fit what you want? Now, I'm
right,
not a country singer. I wrote a country song years ago, and you touched my life. If you want to check it out, it's a heartwarming song for my relatives who have passed away. We were celebrating them at a reunion, and now it's become popular. Uh,
what's the name of it, Joyce?
You touched my life.
Okay,
That's the name of the one I released,
okay.
and people just more. I guess they're ready to hear it now because when I put it out there, they were like, "Well, this is a nice song, Joyce." So I
Well,
never really pushed it because I didn't think people would be interested in
well, you
hearing
got
a country song. Hmm.
you gotta give it time. So, I would like for you to mention the upcoming events, the dates and location where all this is going to be happening. Can you do that for me?
I can. Let's see. I think. Let me see if I can pull up my schedule. I think it's June 6th. I will be in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And of course, on my events page, you can on my website, you can check that out too. But yeah, June 6th, I'll be in Oklahoma with Cynthia Sims playing sax for her band. June 14th, no, I'm not doing that one because I'm going to be in Hollywood. I had to cancel that one with Satin Dolls, but I will be on June 15th at the third annual Enthroned Entertainment, honoring my induction into the Hall of Fame. I
Yeah.
haven't. I'm not performing, but I don't go anywhere without my acts, so you just never know.
Right,
Okay,
right, right. You go, girl.
and
I'm so proud of you. Oh my God. I am so proud of you, Joyce. Oh my God.
oh, thank you, thank you.
I'm shedding a tear like you my
Oh,
sister. Oh my gosh.
all right, my
And
sister, thank you.
I've been watching and listening to your music for so many years and look at you
Mhm.
now. Wow. Wow.
Yes, and I'm
Hard work does pay off. Now,
It does, but you got to wait on it, and then
yes,
you got to
yeah.
realize once no matter what award you get, it could be a Grammy. Once you get the hype of that Grammy is so great, but after the ceremony, you're back to creating the next one. You're back
Right.
in the grind. The grind doesn't stop even when
Right.
you have an award. That
That's
I guess that's my point. You can't get too comfortable.
right. Right.
I know
Right.
sometimes we need breaks, but and I don't
Right.
mind it because right now I'm doing exactly what I love to do.
Right. Right.
So it's
Right.
not a problem for me to go back in my studio and start writing again. Actually, I have hundreds and hundreds of things. I've even written poetry, or
Okay.
spoken word with music in the back.
I was
I,
gonna ask you about that. Yeah.
I, well, I never released it, and it's there, and I need to go back to it
I was gonna
because
ask you about that. Yeah.
I think I will do that since this album is going to be Cinemuse, something different, something to amuse people with.
Right.
So the country song, the dramatic song,
Right.
and then maybe that as well. And I got encouraged because I was asked to be the music director of the Weary Blues, which is Langston Hughes wrote the poetry in the 1950s. And oh, what was the guy who composed the music? I can't think of his name right now, and and I loved it. I picked a six-piece band, including myself on sax, and it was amazing. It was about a black man's hardship in the 1950s, but
Mhm.
with traditional jazz music in the background. And we did
Okay.
it in Dallas, and we got a standing ovation. And they're already asking us to come back, the audiences.
Oh well,
So
that's
it was a major, it was a really nice project, something different. So, and I'm that type of person that like the something different. And that's
right.
why I'm always interested in other cultures and their music and how they do things. We should never be intimidated by another culture. We should be, I guess, we should celebrate other cultures and take it in. You never know what it can do for you.
That's right.
But but thank you. I appreciate your support. You know how hard it is being
Yeah.
in the music industry, trying to get you're no different than I am really because you've been in the grind. How long now?
9 years. 9 years.
Yeah.
It's going on 10. So
Hmm.
we got a few minutes left here. Any words of encouragement you like to give? And I got two songs I would like to try to squeeze into play, and that's Nature
Okay.
Walk. And my favorite track that you have done is called Cherish, which you dedicated
Okay.
for that for your mother. So
Hmm.
any encouraging words you like to give as we sign out, Joyce?
Just to independent artists, and I'm not just talking about music. Just always keep looking for the right people in your circle. It makes a difference. When I was asked to MD um, Weary Blues, and I heard what they were looking for, I had enough people in my circle that I built that I knew exactly who to pick to do this project, and I surrounded myself with smart people, not just smart, not just good musicians, but good people. You know what I mean? They will show up. They will. You send the music ahead of time. They will practice it, and not only that, if they see something that's not quite right, they will try to help you fix it. That's
That's
what I mean,
that's
and
good.
that's what makes a success. Hmm.
Yeah. So, Joyce, I appreciate what that you taking your time to come on my show.
My pleasure.
Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations again. And I'll be
Thank
looking
you.
towards the new album that's coming up. And
Hmm.
right now, any listeners, check out Joyce Spencer's album Hidden Treasures and go to her website and check her out on IG and Facebook, where she is usually active on, correct?
Right, and
Right.
LinkedIn. Hmm.
Yes. And I want to thank anyone and everyone that's online on the website that's listening to my show. I got more shows coming up this week. Good night, everyone. Bless your heart, Joyce. Good luck. And
Thank you.
congratulations again. So, good night, everyone. Good night. And
Good
I'll see
night.
you again. All right, everyone. Good night.